What's going on, guys? Aaron Goldstein here. So welcome to the free video section of Next Level. This video section is for individuals who are currently getting started or in the process or currently are phone flipping and are looking to improve their skills. This is 100% free, but this content is only going to make sense to those that have a base understanding. So if you got a base understanding of phone flipping and you're looking to improve your skills, this section is for you, or these videos are for you. They're 100% for free as of now, and you can watch them here whenever you like from any device. So just to give you a little bit of my backstory, I bought David Kosciuszko's phone flipping program at the time I'm making this video about 15 and a half months ago. I was working a job I didn't like. I was making $11 an hour. I was getting off work at 9 p.m. and I just didn't like it. I mean, I remember I was skipping family get-togethers. I would get off work at 9. I was stuck between four walls. I was on my feet a lot. I was dealing with customers that I didn't necessarily enjoy talking to. Entitled customers. I had a couple good bosses, but some of them I just didn't like. And I wasn't making enough money. That was like the big thing. So I bought his program. I started with $100. And now I got a little bit over $70,000 saved up from the phone flipping business. So this business works. It's fantastic. And one of the things that I discovered in the phone flipping business was that I like to do deals through Messenger. I just don't like talking on the phone. I like doing deals through Messenger. I like it because there's less tension. On the phone, I feel kind of tension. Through Messenger, I don't. So because of that, I've gotten very good at negotiating through Messenger. As of today, I do almost 100% of all my deals through messaging, either texting or messaging through the apps. And if you're going to use the apps or Facebook Marketplace, you have to become good at messaging. You have to get good at messaging people because it's very hard to get someone from the apps or the marketplace to call you. It's possible, but you're going to lose a lot of deals if you try to get them to call you because that's a big commitment. You might not understand this yet, but it's a very big commitment for someone to from OfferUp or LetGo or Marketplace to stop what they're doing and call you. Most of them want to communicate through messaging. So if you want to get good at this business and get a lot of deals, you have to get good at that. I get at least 85+% of all my deals through Messenger and the apps. I get some of them through Craigslist, but they're pretty much all I pretty much close all them through texting. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you guys. This is just my PayPal back office, so as you can see, this is just for so far for the month. I've done $60,000 in sales so far this month. If we go to 2018, you guys have seen as I'm making this video towards the end of 2018, I'm at $486,000. So I'll probably do over $500,000 this year in sales just from the phone flipping business. So this business works, and what I'm going to share with you guys is all stuff that I currently do. One of the reasons so many people have success at Next Level is because I teach you guys stuff that I'm doing right now. There's no theory. It's not shit that I read in a book 8 years ago that maybe works. It's not stuff I did 3 years ago. It's stuff I'm doing right now today. So what you will find is, obviously, if you decide to join Next Level, or in these free videos, you're going to find real working information, nuts and bolts stuff that I'm doing now. So you want to take this information, you want to run with it, because I'm only going to teach you stuff that I currently do that works. If I try something and it doesn't work, I don't share it with anyone. But if I try something and it does work, then I share it with you guys. So in this video, I want to share with you guys 4 tips that you can use to improve your message negotiation skills. These are 4 strategies that you can apply right now today that you can use moving forward in every message negotiation conversation you have. I recommend paying attention to this video, watching this video till the end, maybe watching it a couple times, because these are 4 strategies you want to be using that will improve your negotiating. Number 1, we want to be using what's called easy words. You want to make sure every word you send when you're negotiating through messaging is an easy word. So what do I mean by this? So us phone flippers, we have our own language. That's kind of only special to us. IMEI, blacklisted, clean ESN versus bad ESN, activation locked, might be familiar, might not. Some people might know what that means, some people might not. But we have all these little, even gigabytes could be one. All these little things that we know. I remember when I started working at AT&T, they spoke in this weird language. They had the system they called the system where they took the sales was called a certain thing, and the tablet that we took the orders, it wasn't just a tablet, it had to be called this weird special thing, right? So it took me like 3 months to understand the language. Where you work, you may or may not have this. Think about where you work. Is there a certain language you and your coworkers use to identify things? Maybe tools or customers or certain problems, or a certain job, you use certain language. Or maybe you're in you take an extracurricular activity. If you took wrestling or running or gymnastics or anything like that, you guys use certain phrases. We use that when we communicate with our peers. However, when we're communicating with people through Messenger, it's very important to never use any of those. We want to use what's called simple words. Everything needs to be simple. So we don't want to say stuff like IMEI. We don't want to say stuff like it can be blacklisted, right? So if you're communicating with a prospect and you're saying something like, would you mind sending me the IMEI so I can see if it's blacklisted and if the ESN is bad or not? When you say something like that, guys, totally confuses the prospect. They have no idea what you meant. And you never want to say anything confusing or that the prospect doesn't know, because that causes confusion. That causes aggravation. And sometimes they don't want to look stupid in front of you, so they will just ignore you. Or they will get irritated. You want the conversation to be smooth so you can move it forward. So you never want to say ESN or IMEI or blacklisted. And if you need that information, you want to keep it simple. So if it's very rare that I get the IMEI, but if I do get it, and let's say it's a 6S Plus, I'm going to say, if you look at the back of the phone, towards the bottom, in small print, you're going to see something that says IMEI in 15 numbers. Would you mind sending me those numbers? So you guys see what I did right there? I asked for the IMEI, but the average person is not going to know where the IMEI is. So I asked for it, but I showed them where to get it and what to kind of look for. It's going to be small. It's going to be at the bottom, 15 numbers. Whenever I'm looking up iPads, one of the things I get is it's like an A and 4 numbers on the back. I don't know if that's the model number, or I don't know what any of that stuff is. But what I'll say is, if you look at the back of the iPod, towards the bottom, usually in the middle in small print, it should say A and 4 numbers. Would you send me those 4 numbers? So if I get that information, I keep it very simple to where the average person could understand. Tip number 1 is make sure that all the words you're saying, the average person could understand. And if you're saying a word that maybe you and me might know, but the average prospect might not know, avoid it. Ignore it, avoid it, and say it, reword it in a way to where it's simple, to where they can understand, or where or where they could find the information easily. So every time you're messaging them, you want to keep it simple. If you don't keep it simple, if you say words they don't understand, it's going to confuse them, it's going to aggravate them. You will lose deals like that. I was at the gas station about a week ago, and they had this thing called hot cocoa. And I wanted hot chocolate. Now, I don't know what hot cocoa is. Is that hot chocolate? Is that like hot chocolate with caffeine? Is that like a twist on hot chocolate? I know it's something with hot chocolate, but I'm not sure. I even Googled it. I was proactive and Googled it. I couldn't find the definition. I left because I just wanted normal hot chocolate. I don't know what hot cocoa was. I got aggravated. I didn't want to look like an idiot and a big dummy and walk up to the cashier and say, hey, I don't really know what this is. Could you tell me? So because of that, I just left and I went to an actual different gas station where they just had normal hot chocolate, and I bought the hot chocolate. You might not think this matters, but it does. Use words that are simple to where the prospect, the person you're talking to, can understand. Never say anything that to where they could have confusion from it, or it could confuse them. Number 2 is we want to mirror the tone. So, let me ask you guys a question. Have you ever got someone that messages you and they're like, iPhone XX Max, 256 gigabyte, mint, condition, how much? Think about it. And then have you ever had someone that messages you and they're like, good afternoon, comma, I have an iPhone 8 Plus, 256 gigabyte. I got it directly from the Apple Store. It's in perfect condition. I've had a screen protector on it the whole time. At your earliest convenience, please get back to me if that's something you like to buy. Dash Tommy. Guys, both of those people are communicating with you very differently. One person is right to the point. They're so right to the point, they're not even sending complete sentences to you. The second person, they're having an introduction, they're having an ending, they're being very nice. So when you're communicating with them, you want to mirror the type of communication they're doing. There's 3 types mainly. There's a few more, but there's 3 main types. One is right to the point. iPhone XX Max, how much? The other is a little bit more drawn out. Hi, comma, I have an iPhone 8 Plus for sale, comma. Is that something you'd be interested in buying? The other is, it could be even more drawn out. I got a message from someone and they said it was like, hello, Aaron, comma, I got your number off of Craigslist, comma. Hope you're having a good day, comma. I was inquiring about your ad to see if you'd be interested in buying my Note 9 that I have, comma. Everything works. It's got a little crack on the top. No other issues. Please get back to me whenever you can. Have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic day, comma, dash, thanks, space. I don't know what it was. It was like, Robert, right? So that person that sent me that big long message, I responded to them and I was like, I need to know the carrier and the gigabytes. You see how that would be the wrong thing to say? Because the person is not going to respond to that well. This person just introduced themselves. They sent you a nice thing. They greeted you. And you just said, you didn't acknowledge them. You didn't acknowledge them. You didn't talk to them at all. You just got right to business. That's not good. If they're going to spend time to introduce themselves and chat with you a little bit, you need to spend time you need to acknowledge that. Now, the other thing could be true. That person that says iPhone 8 Plus, mint condition, AT&T, how much? If you respond to that person and you're like, thanks so much for contacting me. My name is so-and-so and I buy phones and I'd be happy to give you a quote. I would like to know how many gigabytes it has, and I would like to get the IMEI number that's listed on the back if you wouldn't mind, right? If you say all that stuff to someone that's right to the point, you're going to irritate them. Sometimes they won't even respond to you because they're right to the point. They're all business. You're talking too much. So you want to get a feeling. You want to have an awareness of which type of person are they? Are they right to the point? Are they kind of giving me are they talking to me a little bit, or are they really drawn out? And you want to mirror that. If they're right to the point, right? S7 Plus cracked screen, how much? You can get right to the point. How many gigabytes and is a screen cracked? Now, I would never say that, right? There's certain things I would never actually say that in real life. But I just want you guys to hear the way that I'm mirroring them. You can get right to the point and say, gigabytes. How many gigabytes? Question mark. Could you tell me the gigabytes? You can say stuff like that, and that's okay because they're right to the point. You're right to the point. If they're very drawn out, you want to be very drawn out. That big drawn out combo I told you about that I had, when I responded to them, I said, hi, comma, thanks so much for reaching out to me. I would love to give you a price on your phone. And then I asked a question, right, because I needed to get a little bit more information before I could accurately appraise it. Asked a question, and then at the end I said, hope you're having a good day as well, comma, all the best, dash, Aaron, right? So I wrote it almost like an email, and that person responded. The person that's right to the point, I get right to the point. The person that's really drawn out, I get really drawn out, right? And I got the pleasantries. If someone's like LOLing or putting exclamation marks, I LOL or put exclamation marks. I never put exclamation marks unless they put exclamation marks. And there's a very deep psychological reason for that. But I'll just tell you right now, you never want to put exclamation marks and then unless they put exclamation marks. Because you will have more resistance naturally and you will lose deals just because of what that can create in the future. So you just have to trust me on this. But you want to mirror kind of the length, right? If they're talking a lot, you talk a lot. If they're right to the point, you get right to the point. If they're putting some LOLs, you put some LOLs. If they're kind of being friendly, you be friendly. But mirror the tone that's happening underneath the conversation, and you can get that tone by looking at the length and the words that they're using. That's step number 2. Step number 3 is we want to calibrate the time we message them versus the time they message us. Calibrate the time you message them versus the time they message us. So if someone messages me right away, I message them back right away. And then if they message me back right away, I message them back right away. Sometimes, guys, if it's like a hot deal, so I had this family, they were like switching over. So they had like a tablet and a watch and like 3 phones. It was like a $1,500 deal, right? I was going to make $800. They were messaging me back right away. It's so important to message them back right away if you can that I pulled over while I was driving, parked in an empty parking lot, and finished the conversation and met up with them about a half an hour later and bought all their phones. Timing matters. Now, you can't do it all the time. And when I got started, guys, I was working at a job and getting off at 9 p.m. So sometimes I'd message them, and sometimes we'd get busy and I'd have customers for 2 hours and couldn't get back to them. However, in a perfect scenario, and if you can, you want to message them back right away if they're responding to you quickly. Now, if they take like 10, 15 minutes to respond every time, I wait a little bit to respond. I don't respond right away. So, if they message me, and let's say 3 minutes goes by and I see it and I message them back, and they take a half an hour to respond, I wait about 3 minutes to message them back. So, I don't want to wait the whole half an hour because I want to show a little urgency, but I don't want to be needy, so I don't message them back right away. They message me back, I don't message them back right away. I wait a few minutes and then I'll message them. Then if I message them in 3, maybe 4, maybe 5 minutes, and then let's say they respond right away, then I'll start responding right away. Let's say that they wait 10 minutes to respond, then I might wait another 2, 3 minutes to respond. Then they respond again in maybe 10, 15 minutes, I wait another few minutes to respond. And sometimes I want to respond right away because we're like getting close to the offer. I won't. I control my positioning. I don't come off needy. Because if you start to come off needy, they'll get the feeling that you're needy, and then they're more likely not to go down in price. They're more likely to want more money for their phone. So it's very important that even if you are needy, which sometimes I am, I mean, shit, I'm doing pretty good, and sometimes I still kind of feel needy, I'll play a little hard to get. I calibrate it. I don't respond right away to show that I'm not desperate. However, you still want to respond in a timely manner to show that you're interested. It's a balancing act. You can't respond too quickly because you might be needy. You'll show neediness, but you don't want to wait too long because you want to show you're interested. There's a fine line. The rule of thumb is if they're responding right away, I respond right away. If they wait a handful of time to respond, I'll wait a little bit to respond. It's never the same length they have, but I'll wait. You know, if it's an hour, I might wait 5, 6, 7 minutes. If it's 5 minutes, I might even wait a minute, right? So if it's 5 minutes, I'll usually wait a minute, maybe even 75 seconds. So I'm coming across as interested. I'm coming across as even persistent, but not too needy. All right, let me mute this real quick. So that is step number 3. You want to respond in the timely manner, but not too much, and you want to play that game. It's very important because if you're responding right away and they're taking time, you get the feeling, they will start to get the feeling either consciously or subconsciously that you really want the phone, and that's when you start to get resistance. That's when you get people that want more money for their phone. That's when you get people that are a little bit tougher to come down on price than they would be because they're thinking either consciously or subconsciously, this person seems pretty interested. I think I'll ask for a little bit more, right? If they see that you're interested, but you're not needed, all right, I guess I'll come down in price, right? It's not that I get all the good deals, guys. And sometimes I have people that tell me no 5 to 8 times, and then I follow my script, and I use the script. I just copy and paste it to get them down in price. Sometimes it's doing these subtle things to kind of shift where the prospect is coming from. Number 4 is you need to just start to develop an awareness of the other person. Always put yourself in where the other person is. These are prospects, these are customers, right? But really the essence of it, these leads are people. People of insecurities, people of egos, people of feelings. So sometimes I see people that are doing okay or not doing as good as they could, and their message conversations are not good. They say words that they don't even know would offend someone, but they're not saying the right words, and they're losing deals just by being too aggressive or just saying words that are too direct. Anytime you send a message, think, I'm sending this message to a person. This person's going to read it. When they read it, they're going to have an ego. Everyone has an ego. I have an ego as well. They're going to have feelings. They're going to have insecurities. How are they going to interpret it? And could I potentially word the phrase I'm sending them a little bit different to make it a little bit easy to maybe not offend them if you're going to say something that offends them, or maybe make it easier to meet up, right? If you ever had a deal and maybe they agreed on meeting you, they agreed on the price, but you didn't close the deal, sometimes that can come from you just saying stuff that's too aggressive. Sometimes that can come from you saying words that are just too aggressive or too demanding or too hard for the person to get out of it. And you can lose deals even after they agree on price because you're being too pushy. That's why you got to make sure you're saying the right words. The words you say matter. They matter a lot. They're very, very, very important. The right words in the right order will get you lots of phones. The wrong words in the wrong order will... Even the right words in the wrong order, but the wrong words, especially in the wrong order, can get you a lot of no's. It's not that the people... Okay, listen to me. Everyone wants full price for their phone, right? But what someone wants and what they'll accept are two different things. And it's your job to become a phone flipping professional to be able to negotiate them down in price. The selling begins when the customer says no, otherwise you're just taking orders. I used to take orders at Subway. I used to ring people up for their sandwiches. I stood behind the cash register and I made minimum wage. I picked up 3 phones so far today that I'll make around $600 in profit on total. People that take orders make minimum wage or just make enough to get by. People that are negotiating, sales professionals that know how to get people down in price, know the tips, know the tricks, know the strategies, create wealth and make a lot of money. And once you get good at the skill set of negotiating, that's a skill set you'll have forever, and you'll be able to make very good money for yourself. Let's go over the 4 strategies again, the 4 tips for text negotiation. Number 1, use easy words. Easy words that everyone can understand. The phone flipping language, keep it between you and me. Only use words people can understand. Number 2, mirror the tone. They're sending you big messages, you send them big messages. If they're doing LOLs, you do LOLs. If they're being short, right to the point, you be short, right to the point. Those people that don't use even full sentences that are short and right to the point, I will not say full sentences to them. I'm short and right to the point. Number 3 is calibrate the time that you message them. If they've taken 10, 15 minutes to respond, wait a few minutes till they respond. If they take 5 minutes to respond, wait a good minute to respond. If they're responding right away, respond right away. And number 4, start to develop an awareness. If I'm going to send these words to them, is any of this too needy? Is any of this kind of desperate? Would any of these words offend them? And if it does, tweak it. Even now, guys, I'll write someone something, and I will delete sometimes what I write and rewrite it in a way to keep the conversation moving forward. I'm sure there's people watching this video that are saying the wrong words, and people just stop responding to you midway through conversation. Maybe they stop responding early on or at the end. That's not their fault. That's your fault. That's your fault for saying the wrong words. And I know this because I've trained a lot of people in Next Level now. They used to suck at that, and I can pinpoint what's wrong, and I can help them get to the next point of the negotiation to keep them moving forward. Doesn't happen all the time, of course, right? But it's like pretty much every message negotiation I have, guys, doesn't end. It ends when I want it to end because I'm in control and I'm saying the right words to move it forward. Try these 4 things out. Apply it with every message conversation you have. Just try it out for a week or 2, and I almost guarantee, I can't guarantee for sure, but I almost guarantee you do these 4 things, you'll see an improvement in your message negotiations. Have a fantastic day. And if this video is beneficial, either write on my wall that you got value from this or make a post in the Facebook group, tag me in it just so I know this video helped you out. Just because it kind of motivates me to, it shows me that I'm doing a good job and keep making these videos for you guys. You guys have a fantastic